Hello and welcome to the AFL Riverina show. I'm your host Simon Anderson. Today we're joined at the desk by Collie Amberley coach Mitch Carroll. Now, Mitch played and coached Ganmain to two premierships back-to-back in 2011 and 2012. He was recruited as a player at Collie Amberley in 2013, and this year he's taken on the coaching responsibilities as well. Mitch, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Mate, tell us a little bit about how you ended up at Collie back in 2013.
Well, my partner and I were in Darwin for a few months, and then we ended up coming back this way, and Jess's family's from out at Collie Amberley, and we decided to head out there and decided to play football there last year, and enjoyed it.
Was it something where it was a bit of a natural progression for you to take up the coaching role?
They sort of asked me towards the end of last year and thought about it a bit, and I enjoyed the coaching time at Ganmain, so I was keen to get back into it.
What sort of game style have you tried to introduce at the club?
Collie Amberley's been known as a sort of physical and strong team, so I sort of wanted to keep that going and just sort of trying to get the skill level and things like that up a little bit higher, and but mainly sort of still be a physical team and concentrate on just a few other smaller things to improve.
Taking into account that sort of physicality, what were your thoughts on one of the biggest issues in the AFL recently, the Viney bump?
It was probably a lot of different views on it. It was just sort of a brace yourself to protect yourself sort of thing at the last moment. But I didn't think there was no malice or nothing like that in it anyway.
Now, do you coach the players to bump or to tackle? And with some of the bans that we've seen over the last couple of weeks from AFL Riverina, does that take into account sort of what you tell your players to do?
Yeah, sort of always just told the boys just go for the ball as the first option, and just be prepared to cop whatever's coming or whatever, and to go lay the tackle at all times instead of the bump, because obviously you can bump and they can slide off and keep running, so we can tackle them. It's probably more of an advantage for you.
Now, it seems to be probably one of the biggest talking points around AFL Riverina has been for many years the difference between the RFL and the Farrell League. What would you say are the big differences between the two?
I think probably the RFL have a top of players would be a bit better, but I think the Farrell League's slowly catching with its recruiting and that. Just probably they've finished off their top 18 a lot better, the RFL, to what the Farrell League teams do.
And you've had a couple of new recruits to the club this year. How have they sort of settled in?
Yeah, everyone's settled in pretty good. Fred coming up from Geelong, he's fitted in really well, and he obviously played some good footy in the Geelong Footy League down in Victoria last year. And getting Dean Pound back, obviously a junior local, is really good for the club, especially with the 5 Pound brothers there as well. So they've all probably stepped up a couple of yards as well, and the few boys coming across from Leeton and that has really helped. So it's good. You
mentioned Fred coming from the Geelong League, obviously a very strong league down there. What sort of qualities does he bring to the club?
He's been playing centre half back all year, and he's just professionalism, I suppose, coming from the Geelong League, and just a few different ideas and that he's thrown around at training and things like that. And just the way he can read the play, it's pretty exciting.
Any other new recruits that have impressed you so far this year?
Getting Dean Pound back to Collie, he's been really good this year, and Brett Guest he's been really lively, and also Drew Canar, he's been playing really well on the wingers too, and all the boys have been chipping in really, really well, so it's good.
What do you think makes a good coach, from a player's perspective and also from your own coaching perspective?
I think if you can get across to the boys well and sort of get their respect, so you can sort of point out a few different things, and if they can respect what you've got to say without taking it the wrong way, and sort of be a coach and a mate off the field as well, if you can work those two things out, I reckon it goes a long way.
It's a pretty fine line, isn't it? The sort of coach and mate sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you can still give someone a bit of a rev up or whatever, then you can still have a chat about it after the game. That's a good thing. So.
Now, we talked about some of the recruits that you do have. If you were able to pick, one player from an opposition team to bring to Collie Amberley, who would that be?
Probably everyone always wants a gun forward, so you'd love to have Geffert sitting at full forward. And also Peeper out at the Rock, he's just a gun player who can play in the midfield or up forward. So either of them two would be would be real handy to have in your team.
Excellent, Mitch. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Good luck this weekend and good luck for the rest of the season.
Good on you. Thank you.